Good morning, everybody. I am going to be doing a cellular respiration map. So you're going to want to get a sheet of paper. And you're going to want to open your study guide to page 66. Please write cellular respiration at the top of your paper, as well as the equation that you can find on page 66. Feel free to pause the video if I am going too fast. We are going to be going over glycolysis. So make sure you read page 67 and turn your study guide to page 68. So I'm going to tilt my paper a little bit. Glycolysis means to split sugar. It takes place in the cytoplasm, and no oxygen is required. Basically, what happens is you have a 6 carbon, and it gets split into basically 2 3-carbon pyruvate molecules. So I'm going to draw a 6 carbon to 2 3-carbon pyruvates. Remember, in our equation, this is glucose. It's a 6 carbon. So it basically cuts it in half. And there are 2 phases. There's an energy investment phase and an energy payoff phase. Energy investment, there has to be some activation energy that gets the process going. Just like you have to put some money in the bank to earn interest. The activation energy is going to be ATP. The second part is going to be the energy payoff phase. So basically the energy is put in, but some is produced as well. But this is where glucose starts to get stripped of its electrons. And the electron carrier, NAD, is going to carry those electrons to the electron transport chain. So basically here in this phase, you get the 3-carbon, pyruvate, because the glucose gets broken down, it gets stripped of its electrons, NAD becomes reduced to NADH, and some of that energy from the glucose goes to the electron transport chain. So we want to talk about the net. The glucose becomes pyruvate. And there are 2 water that get released from this process as well. You had 4 ATP that were made, but remember you used 2 ATP. So your net will be 2 ATP. And then you had 2 NAD, 4 electrons and 4 protons. That gives you 2 NADHs and 2 protons. And this is glycolysis. So we'll talk about where everything's going to go. Pyruvate is going to end up going to the mitochondria as long as oxygen is present. And I'm sorry, my words are off. I have an echo in my ear. We are going to write down that the ATP is formed by substrate level phosphorylation. This is going to go to the ETC. And that is it for glycolysis.